Hello students, today we are going to study a interesting topic about reproduction in which we will study the reproduction in lower and higher plants. First of all, let me tell you the significance of reproduction. Reproduction in itself is very important as it leads to the continuation of species. We all know that we all are existing in today's life just because of the process of reproduction. If there was no process of reproduction, there would be no continuity of the species. First of all, let us study the definition of reproduction. Reproduction is the production of young ones like parents. It is essential process as it leads to continuation of species as well as to maintain the continuity of life. Reproduction is being divided into the two types. One is the asexual reproduction and another is the sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, there is no involvement of the gametes. Now, there are two types of gametes. One is the male and another is the female. So, this asexual reproduction is the type of reproduction in which there is no involvement of the male and the female gametes. That is, reproduction is done without the involvement of male and female bodies. Whereas the other type of reproduction is the sexual reproduction, in which the reproduction is done with the help of the male and female gametes, which we will study in our next classes. The types of the asexual reproduction is, first is the fragmentation. As the name is suggesting you, fragmentation, that is fragments, breakup of the parent body, in which we will study about the example of Spirogyra. Now, this Spirogyra has got a filamentous body. This body breaks up into its fragments, and each fragment again forms a individual, that is a new individual, and like this type the continuation of species goes on, and this type of reproduction will come under the asexual reproduction. Next method is the method of budding. As we will see in yeast. Yeast is used in the bakery products mostly. In this yeast, we will see that the cell forms the buds, and these new buds gradually forms the chain of buds, which in the process of time gets released, and thus new yeast cells are formed. In this type of reproduction, we are seeing that there is no involvement of separate gametes. Only this parent is responsible for the formation of these chain of buds. Next type of asexual reproduction is the spore formation, which a very common example is of the fungus. Fungus is the type of the fungi which is grown on the bread mold. As we see under the microscope, we are able to see this type of structure in which there is a sporangium, and this part is known as the hypha, which goes on gradually spreading on the bread mold. This sporangium contains spores, and these spores mature inside the sporangium. At the time of maturity, these spores are released by the process of bursting of this sporangium. As the spores are released, they develop into individual fungi when they get the suitable medium. So this type of reproduction again involves only one parent. Therefore, it will come under the asexual reproduction. Next is the binary fission. Though it comes under the animal part, but it is the asexual reproduction only. In this binary fission, we will see the example of amoeba. How this amoeba, that is the parent cell, is divided into two daughter cells. You all know that amoeba is a unicellular organism, that is it has only one cell and with a single nucleus. On the process of this binary fission, this single parent gets divided into the two daughter cells. The nucleus gradually divides, such you can see nucleus divides, and the cytoplasm, which is this part, is known as cytoplasm. This also divides, and it results into the formation of the two daughter cells. So this process of binary fission again comes under the asexual reproduction. Okay. Next type of asexual reproduction is the vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction, as the name is suggesting you, vegetative, that is, it involves the vegetative parts such as stem, roots, leaves, etc. Very commonly we can see about ginger, onion, potato. In these all we can see that in the onion, the roots are responsible for the continuity of the species. In the potato also we will see that the stem is responsible for the continuity of the species. One more very common example we will study under this vegetative reproduction is of the rose plant and the processes involved. First is the cutting. As we can see, this is one of the rose plant, which is a very common garden plant. This plant can be grown up into its individual plants. How? We can cut this part of a rose plant and we can take the lower part as well as the upper part and we can plant it separately. In the course of time we will find that new plants develop from each plant. So this process will come under the process of cutting, which is again a vegetative reproduction, and it is very common in the garden plant rose. Next method is that of the grafting, which is again found in this garden plant rose. In this grafting method, what we do is that we can find small buds which grow on the stem of the rose plant. These buds are known as a scion, and through this scion the new plants develop. This scion is cutted and it is grafted on the stalk. Stalk is the rooted plant of the rose and it is tied together. In the due course of time you will find a new plant gradually develops from this part where we have grafted. Thus we can see that only the vegetative parts are involved in the reproduction, and therefore it is known as the vegetative reproduction. Next involvement in the vegetative reproduction is that of the leaves, which is the example of the bryophyllum. In this bryophyllum, we can see that the leaves are involved in the reproduction. How? In these leaves, you can find small plants are coming out through the leaves edges, and these plants grow on the leaves itself. As they grow and they become mature, gradually they fall on the soil, and as they fall on the soil, they develop into the new plants through the soil itself. So here you will find that the leaves are involved in the vegetative reproduction. So thus we have seen about the vegetative reproduction. Now the next type of the propagation of this reproduction is the tissue culture. In this tissue culture, what happens is that a small amount of the plant tissue is taken and it is carefully grown on a suitable medium, and as it gets a suitable culture, it will develop into the new plants. Thus this method is also very useful nowadays. So students, with this we end the asexual type of reproduction. The sexual reproduction we will study in our next class. Thank you.